The biggest portion of population in rural areas of Uganda are living in poverty. Unfortunately, it is costly for a microfinance organization to reach the rural poor, and as a consequence, the vast majority of them lack access to formal financial services. These people definitely remain with only one alternative, which is the Village Saving and Loans Association, which is VSLA. Now, VSLA attempt to overcome the difficulties of offering credit to the rural poor by creating groups of people who can pool their saving in order to have source of lending funds. Under VSLA, members make savings contribution to the pool and can also borrow from it. VSLAs are a type of saving group that are local, self-managed, sustainable, secure, and highly profitable. They are an effective way of helping even the poorest households manage their money more effectively and staying out of debt. This idea or model was initiated by Moria Ines Inikea's Matamesa Deborah project in Niger in 1991, and today the model has spread to over 77 countries, including Uganda, with over 20 million active participants worldwide. That is according to www.vsla.net. In Uganda today, VSLAs are supported by the CARE International and the United Nations Development Programme after discovering that it is the only way people living in rural areas can redeem themselves from poverty. Due to increased level of poverty in Bukomero community, Kiboga district, Mr. Ntaletoni, a then fresh graduate from Makerere, and Mr. Celestian Chiwanuka of World Vision Uganda introduced the VSLA idea to the community to enable members develop themselves. Chairman in Agaliam Group, Naturanda Alexa, says because of VSLA, she has been able to buy her own land in spite of her little income generating jobs she does.
Naturanda Alexa, the chairperson of the group. Now the group is named as Agaliawamu Men's Group, but we then enlarged it afterwards. But at first, it was only for women, and in this we dealt in things used at home, because we found ourselves like, as women, you find yourself that women deal so much in things used at home. So in that we could offer plates, like 30 of them, and some 30 cups. Those plates and the cups were like things decided as the group that we should offer to ourselves. But you were also free to give out some money, because when that person is receiving at that time, it is showed clearly that you gave out some money. It could clearly show that that person received the things decided, and those are the plates and cups that were decided as the group, and then that person could receive again some little money added on that. You may find yourself that you've got the cups and plates and use this money that has been added onto these plastic things. You use it in some other businesses. In other businesses, or maybe you use the money to help you at home. You can also use the money, being that you've got some plates and cups, you can also use the money to buy some saucepans, some kettles. But we decided that if one is capable, you should give out 10,000. That 10,000 to that person who has managed to get it, and if someone has not managed, but we all managed to get the 10,000. We were 2 women in the group, but at last men were also joined in the group. So we end up to be 34 people in the group. To make it a saving group, some men who joined later never saw it as a benefit. But you could find yourself, when you save, you could reach a time and borrow some money to start up a business or something else. You could borrow like 500,000 shillings and start up your small business. You then work as you pay back. And we indeed saw it as something that will help us, because we had saw that we were done with those things of dealing with things at home, and the truth was we really needed money, and it has really helped us. People have borrowed money, bought plots, some have managed businesses. You find yourself, some have managed to build up shops, others bars, and you find yourself that person is working as he's paying back, paying back. We reach a time of dividing the money amongst each other, and no one is being demanded. For a member to join, for a member to become a member, the membership fee is 10,000, because we have some things we buy, like a case or some books, because we didn't have them at first. Remember, we had started up something new, and we had to buy some padlocks to lock our safe to make it safe. According to where we started from, I see we've really benefited from it. The reason being, I can't even imagine of anyone leaving the group, because we've really used the money well, and you see people expressing love for it. They borrow the money. If someone does not have a land where to grow crops from, he uses the money to rent a land, a small piece of land, then he grows the crops. After the harvest, he pays the money back. And I really saw that they really love the thing. We are 34 people. They have not yet understood it well. Now, for example, as in this group, like only this village of Bukomero. According to the groups I know that are in this village, there are like 6 groups. Someone might not join you. You may find failure to join you, but he or she is already in another group, because he might not be able to support, or he might not be able to manage like 4 groups at once. And you find yourself that he or she is capable of managing one group or one or two groups. The good things I've got from the group, I can't lie to you that I've not got anything. As one, I'm in 2 groups. The first group I've spent like 5 years, and I've really done many things out of it. I've bought plots. I brought it in another land in Sekanyonyi, and I also bought a land. But all that is because I'm in this group. Just because you get the money, you use it to do your things, you use it to fulfill all you want, and then you pay back the money. The same applies to this too. I told you that in the beginning we benefited, and right now we are going to divide the money amongst each other so that we can do things that we wish to do. The people I lead have really not got any problem among them, just because they love what they are into. They really borrow the money, they take and use it for their businesses, and then they pay it back. If one has failed to bring back the money in time, he or she gets all means, all ways. We take things slow, we work together.
Nurtured has appreciated VSLA for sharpening their minds as far as planning is concerned, and urged all other people to embrace these associations because they are useful. Due to increased level of poverty in Bukomero community, Kiboga district, Mr. Ntaletoni, a then fresh graduate from Makerere, and Mr. Celestian Chiwanuka of World Vision Uganda introduced the VSLA idea to the community to enable members develop themselves. As chairman, Butebe Credit Saving and Development Association, Matia Kalemela explains.
My name is Matia Kalemela. Butebe Savings Credit and Development Association was initiated by our own Ntaletoni and Celestine Chiwanuka after realizing that their village was actually facing a challenge in terms of economic development. And now my message is I encourage everyone out there to join these associations because they are really helpful. They are so important in our society, and we are calling upon the government to really support these associations, because it's only these associations that we, the village people who actually depend on subsistence farming, can actually get out of poverty, because these associations can even support your agriculture by lending you money which you invest in your farming, and in return, after harvesting, you can bring back the money to the association.
Kalemela, one of the pioneers of this group, explains how these associations operate.
We started with 30 people, but we slowly grew, and the membership now boasts of more than 100 people. Yeah, anyone is allowed membership into the association as long as they buy shares in the association. We usually save our money every week, and we hold meetings every Sunday. And the cheapest share is sold at 5,000 Uganda shillings, and the highest is sold at 25,000 Uganda shillings only.
Karimera says people have gained a lot from this association, and their lives have turned for the better.
Members can borrow from the association at any time at a small interest rate, and in addition, share the dividends of the savings according to the shares held at the end of the business calendar. Generally, very many people have gained in this association. People have been able to complete several projects using the money they borrow from Butebe Savings Credit and Loans Association.
My name is Stefan Zakeri, member of this group. This group started in January, then we started the savings slowly but slowly. Now that we are heading for the festive season, we are hoping to share the little money we have so far. By the time we start saving, the money is very little. So we go on saving month by month, so it goes on increasing. And by the end of the year, or by the time we come to share this money, you find that you have some good money to share or to take home. Normally, we have some challenges we face in life, but since we cannot collect that money at once, since in most cases we do not have that money at once, so this group helps us save this money. When we collect this money in large amounts, then we are able to solve our problems when we have this money together. This year has been a little bit challenging due to the pandemic of COVID-19. But for the coming year, I don't know how it is going to be. We're about to share this money, so I'm going to solve some of my problems that I've been having. Though the money is not that much that I'm hoping to get, but at least it will help me out in this season that we are heading into. By the beginning of this year, I used to save 10,000 or 15,000 a month. But due to the pandemic that arose in the following months of the year, sometimes I was unable. Sometimes I could save not even 10,000 just because I'd lost my job and the situation was not good. So I even don't know how much I'm hoping to get, but at least I know I have something that is going to help me throughout this season, this festive season, in the beginning of next year, because we must save this coming year, but we've not yet gotten this money so far. We have to first share and get this money this year, then start planning for the next year as well, because this year is almost ending. This is my next year's plan, that I start the money I'm going to start saving next year is going to help me buy a boda. So I hope I'm going to save as much as I can next year, so that by the end of next year I can be able to raise something like 2 million, then buy a boda, at least a second hand, that I can use to get me some money, look after my family and my people.
No. I'm not just bragging, but our association has helped save people from poverty, since our loans are very affordable, given the fact that we don't ask for security as compared to other financial institutions that first ask you to bring your land title in order for them to give you money. For us, we don't ask for those collateral security. No. Before this association, our village, our citizens, and our fellows, we really had a challenge of raising money for school dues for our children. But when this idea was brought, a lot has really changed. We can now easily borrow money to pay for school fees. I personally have gained a lot from this association. I've always borrowed money for my agriculture activities. I used the last year's savings to construct this garage. Initially, this house didn't have a garage, but now it's standing out, and the place is now looking so good. I therefore encourage everyone out there to join these groups, because they are really helpful if at all Ugandans are to get out of poverty.
Now, you may not get the whole money to accomplish your house or to start up a business you'd wish in just 1 year. But through VSLA saving, one can be able to collect about 500,000 shillings in a year after saving 12,000 per week. We would like to advise all Ugandans to start up such saving groups for the betterment of their future. This story has been compiled by Nakanyate Opista, Katerga Charles and David Owori.